Hi, this is Kim with the Mom's Creative Moments, and I just wanted to talk to you today for a little bit about the Creative Memories custom cutting system. If you've never heard or seen anything about the custom cutting system, then I hope that this helps excite you and help you see how easy it can be to create perfect shapes and not to stress. But you know, this is how Creative Memories scrapbookers are able to make their pages look so perfect because they have these wonderful tools. And so I just wanted to share this with you so that you can see how easy it is. The custom cutting system is includes several different options and portions and parts. So let me just go through really quick the different things that you can use with the custom cutting system. First off, there are 4 different groups of templates that you can use. There are circles, there are ovals, there are rectangles, which includes at least one kind of square, and there are some specialty shapes. Then we also have some jumbo shapes. And currently the only one we're offering is this giant circle, which makes a circle that would take up an entire 12 by 12 piece of paper at the largest size. So let me show you how it works. We have 3 blades, the red blade, the green blade, and the blue blade. Those of you who've been around Creative Memories for a long time and remember the old company will remember the logo that's on top of my blades, because my green and blue blade are still from the old Creative Memories. They've lasted me that long. The company has, Creative Memories has been around for many years, but in 2014, it changed hands. And so with the new company, we have a slightly different logo and a slightly different way of doing business, but same great products. So along with that, you'll also notice that these are sitting on a gray mat. This gray mat is not the current gray mat that we sell. The current one we sell is a 13 by 13 mat that also has angles marked in the center, very much similar to this green mat that I work on my desktop. But you can get this mat for a very reasonable price, the one that we currently sell, and it's fantastic and it works great with all of our custom cutting system, especially because you do have a blade that you're going to be running around on your tabletop or on a mat. Don't do it on your tabletop, goodness, just on your mat, on a self-healing mat. But let me explain how these work. So this is the cover that you would hold on to. The blade actually pops out of the bottom and you flip it over. So this little piece right here has arms on either side that pop into these voids on the side of the handle. And so that becomes your blade that you're going to cut. The blade itself is actually very tiny. If you can see it, it's just right here in that yellow housing. So very tiny. And then you have these 2 feet that are opposite the blade, and you'll notice the width right here between the feet and the blade. That's going to help you identify how far away from your template you're going to cut. You're also going to, we also have this green blade, which you'll notice is farther away. The housing is, or the blade is actually farther away from the feet, just a little bit farther. And the blue one is farther still. Let's show you that one. The blue one is even farther. So here is the blue compared to the green. Let's see that they each one goes out about another 1/8 of an inch roughly from the other one, but see how much farther the black or the blue, sorry, is from the red. So it really does make a huge difference in your cuts. I use a self-healing mat on my crafting space on so that I don't have to worry about using this gray mat. You just take your cardstock, put it down on top of the self-healing surface that you have, and then depending on what shape you're looking for, I'm just going to go ahead and use this one because it's just handy. All right, and you can make your shape as wide as you like. I'm going to go ahead and use my blue blade around the outer side. Now you take the feet that are on the blade, and the feet fit inside the template. And you see on the template how there's a channel here. My nail is in. There's also a channel on the inside. So two different channels, one that goes around the inside, one that goes around the outside of your shape. So you take your feet, and the feet nest right inside that channel. Can you see that? All right, and that's going to be your guide as you go around your shape. Your blade's going to turn, and your hand doesn't have to. So if you're like me and you have maybe some dexterity issues due to problems with joints or other things, or maybe you're just not super coordinated, which was me several years ago, then this works great because you don't have to move your hand or adjust your hand. You hold the blade in the same place the whole way around. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to put this template down on my cardstock. I'm going to put these feet in the outside channel. And if you miss the channel for some reason, you'll know right away when you go to try to cut. But see, my hand doesn't have to move or change position on the blade at all. I can move it however I want, as long as it stays in the channel of the template. Oh, looks like it. So occasionally, if you lean on it, you can kind of have an influence on the shape, just so that you know. And then that happens if you keep going. But at any rate, let me center this again. If you move it, it is kind of tricky to get it right back into the same place. But I want to show you using my red blade now. So the blue is the widest, the red is the narrowest. The red goes about 1/8 of an inch out from the edge of your template. The blue goes more like a 1/2 inch out. And the green is kind of in between, or like 1/4 of an inch. But you can make something super cool like that, an outline, or frame something, frame a photo. I'm going to go around the inside of this. All right, where's my multi-purpose tool? Buried, here it is. Last time I used it last night, I shoved it in there really good. Okay, so this is our piece that we're popping out. I'm just going to make sure I didn't move my template. Now I'm going to, just to show you, go ahead with the red and show you the thinner one. You do have to be really careful that you hold the template still as you're cutting, which I didn't do that time. So you can see I got a little bit of a stray cut. But you can make all kinds of really cool shapes with this system. There's a So there are 4 ovals to the set of ovals. There are 3 of these more squared up ones. This one is more of a square. These 2 are more rectangular-ish. These make great bubbles for doing journaling on a page, or framing a photo if you want to do that. You have 4 oval shapes. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, they're gradual different shapes, and this is the smallest one you can make. Let me show you how small this is. So the smallest oval you can make using the blue blade on the inside track, that's the smallest oval you can make. Super, super tiny. It's a 1/2 inch across and 3/4 of an inch long. Really cool. All right, and then the biggest one would be around, using the blue blade around the outside of this biggest oval. So pretty versatile, really, really nice set. You also have circles. You get 3 circles, and they work wonderful for framing your circular photos or for cutting your photos into circles, because you don't want to have a wonky circle on your page. That would be really distracting to me, to have a circle that was wonky, and it's really hard to cut a circle super straight. This set, I'm missing one of the pieces for, and I apologize for that, but so there's a larger heart that has a 6-sided hexagon, I believe is the term, in the center. This smaller heart has an egg. Can you see that? That shape is slightly smaller on one side than the other. It's a very cute little egg. And then this shape, of course, is the diamond. And so those shapes are all super fun to use on your pages. I also wanted to show you the giant circle that we have. And if you go on one of the In Search Of sites again, then you will likely run into, from time to time, more of our jumbo custom cutting system. Right now, the circle is the only one that's available on our website, but I'm hoping that eventually we will get back to adding more shapes to this system, because it is a really cool system. We also have a circle maker that works a little differently than this whole system, but it will make large and pretty much any size circle you need, down to about 3 inches. And I'll do a video on that one another time. But this is our jumbo circle. I've used our biggest, widest blade around the outer edge of this jumbo circle, and it provides us with this circle, which, as you can see, takes up an entire 12 by 12 page. And then you can, of course, make smaller ones if you'd like. The smallest one that you can make would, again, be using the blue blade on the inside of the circle, which I'll show you real quick. Putting those 2 feet in the inside track and running the blade around the center, holding it very still. Sometimes my nails have a hard time picking paper up off of my mat, but that would create a really nice, I've used this template, this circle template, and created circles just like this to add leaves and different things to create a perfect wreath on my page, which is really fun to do, especially on a holiday page or a fall page. So I hope this has given you some better insight into our custom cutting system and the ease of using it and making perfect shapes. It is a super fun system to use. And when you get the hang of keeping your template super still, and you get better at judging where your cuts are going to be, then this is a really, really fun system to use. Each of these, when you do purchase them, they come with a clear plastic template. So if you're worried about not knowing where your cuts are going to be using these, because at first it will seem a little foreign to you to try to visualize that, don't worry, because you can use, and I'm sorry I don't have any to show you because I didn't keep mine, but they do come with a clear plastic sheet that shows you exactly if you were to use the red blade or the blue blade or the green blade, where your cut would go on a given shape or paper or picture, so that you know exactly before you even pick up your blade to cut, you know exactly where that cut is going to go. So never fear. There's always something that helps. And I hope that this was helpful. If you have questions or concerns, please feel free to put it in the comments and I'll be happy to address those. Thanks so much. I hope you keep creating, and I hope that maybe you can invest in getting this system at some point in time, and maybe, you know, just a little bit at a time. It's not super expensive. It's actually pretty reasonable. Each of the blades at the moment are $7.50 each. And then each of the systems are, I think they're less than $20 for the set, for each set. So this would be a set, and this would be a set. This is a set. And the mat, right now, not this mat, but the 13 by 13 mat is $15 at the moment. So really not super expensive, but definitely worth every penny to be able to make these shapes without having any issues and without having to have electricity, because sometimes on very rare occasions you can't use a Cricut machine or a Silhouette or something like that to cut a shape. So these work beautifully. All right, thanks so much. Happy creating, and I will see you next time.